Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. Today we have another tutorial. I already did two back in the day showing how to actually implement or just deploy TV guided stuff, bombs and stuff, and then guided missiles in general. And I think I went over laser guided anyway, but I really wanted to make a proper laser guided tutorial. So we are here and we are going to show to you guys all the keybinds and everything that you need to actually employ TV guided weaponry, both bombs and missiles, in the two ways that you have to actually do this in aircraft that have TV cameras like this one, and an aircraft that don't have that like the Su-25, okay? So first of all, in the MatAWG over here, it's a very good platform to test both of the types of weapons, the bombs and missiles with a camera. So yeah, first things first, buttons, right? You need not many buttons, but you need some. The first thing that you would need to do is basically have some form of way to lock the targets, okay? The way that I actually do this is with sight stabilization. So I use space, for example, I use lock in the mouse wheel button, and with this you can actually do two things. First thing, you will actually create a INS point, I must say, or a point in the air for the memory of the aircraft, okay? So for example, I'm looking at the vehicles there, I will click space, and it will be almost at the target. I can keep clicking space until I have a position that it's near the AO, for example, if you are in a match, right? This is the first thing that it happens. The second thing is that in the camera itself, it will go from non-stabilize it to stabilize it. And if you click again, if you're close enough to the vehicle, I will show this in a bit, and you click again, you will actually lock the vehicle. So normally what I would do is just click space right next to the target. Let me just show to you guys. And then if you can lock a vehicle, you find the vehicle and you will click again. I'm too far away. Let me wait a little bit. I think it's 12 kilometers. Yeah, it locked. See, if you click again, space, it is locked, but you can actually see that circle. With that circle, you can still move around while being stabilized. And if you click again, it's just normal stabilization. If you click again, turns off stabilization, space, stabilization, space, lock, space, second lock with movement, space, dislock, space, without stabilization. So space control basically everything with that little control over here, okay? Sight stabilization. You can actually use something to basically disable that as well. I don't particularly use that, but you can. In certain situations it can help, but normally not. I don't use it, okay? The second one, it's kind of a minor one, but it's good to have it. It is basically the laser designator itself, toggled laser designator. Most people, when you actually click on, for example, the missile, I want to fire a missile right there, for example. If you actually click one time the button to actually shoot the missile, in this case I'm using a mouse button, fire secondary weapons, right? Together with this option over here. Let me just show to you guys. Automatic, where is it? Automatic activation of aircraft weapon selection. Let me should start with this, and then the secondary fire secondary weapon. The moment you actually click the button to fire the missile, will actually designate a laser. You can see that by the blinking circle there, and also the word basically laser, right? So for example, this is an off laser. If I click to shoot the missile, it will basically fire the laser, right? It was already acquiring, so the missile was fired in this situation. So that's why I normally prefer to actually look for a target, let me look for a target and then press space. So I would find the target over here, for example. Let me just turn around. I would find the target, lock the target, and then before I click the button to fire the missile, I would make sure that the laser is on. Then I would click it, just for you to avoid any misclicks and anything that could mean that you will fire a missile when you don't want to. So you have steps to take. Lock the target, click the laser button, then fire the missile. Another thing is that always do this, always go for the circle for the second space, because it actually helps you properly guide where you want to hit. This might help, for example, if the target is moving and he goes behind a building or something, and he appears right afterwards, you will lose the lock, but then with this you can still maintain kind of the position that he's maintaining, right? Going forward, so it helps a little bit. So we already have the button to lock the target, to turn on the laser designator, and then that's pretty much it. You just need to know when to shoot it. So fire secondary, and then you will fire the bomb or the missile, okay? So in an operational way, basically how it would work, as I said, it would be basically these 3 buttons, but when to fire the bomb, when to fire the missile or release the bomb, right? Basically, once you find the target, you have to basically know when to fire the weapon and how to fire the weapon. For example, a missile, let me just do this. You will notice right on the right side there, it has basically the range of the target. So we would lock the target, lock again, I like to do this, turn on the laser designator, and then I would fire the missile, seeker on, with the mouse button that I fired the missile, and then basically click again to the missile to fire. If it is in range, that range that I told you guys on the right side there, on the arrow, little arrow that I put it there. And then you just maintain on the target, you have to maintain it, because it is a semi-active weapon, right? So it has to maintain the laser designator there. So always maintain it there until the bomb or the missile hit the target. This is how you would do with a missile, okay? It has to be in range and then you can fire. That's pretty much it. In a bomb, it's a little bit different because you basically have the energy to do whatever you want depending on where the aircraft is. So it's just like a normal bomb, right? So normally I would just select the target, put the designator there, and you can use 2 types of bomb drops to actually drop it, CCIP and CCRP. So for example here, I would find the target, click the stabilize button, lock the target, laser, it's lasing. I can use CCIP with the square there, or CCRP with that little circle. When the little line there reaches the circle and disappears, you click the bomb drop button, just like I did right here. And you just have to maintain the lock here, over here, while the bomb is being dropped. And it will guide itself, okay? Remember that if a target is moving, you need to get ahead of it because the bomb will have kind of a small FOV, right? So, yeah. And with this is what was with CCRP, right? With CCIP, it is going to be basically the same, but just with the basically the cross that you have there. So let's find the target there, and then you just put the cross on there like a normal bomb, and then did it drop? It dropped. I forgot to turn on the laser, but as you saw, if I really want to drop, you will actually turn itself on. And then we wait, and bomb is dropped. Again, just for you to know, this is CRP. Right there, see? The little circle and the little line on the vertical line. When the little horizontal line reaches the little circle, you can drop the bomb. So I want to hit that house, for example. I need to wait until the little line, horizontal line, reaches the circle. And then I click the bomb drop. And the bomb is away. And then I just have to wait for the target to be hit. Obviously, watch out for the gimbal limits. I already have some tutorials of how the strategies are to actually do this. But this is how to properly have it, the keybinds and everything. Let's just wait for the bomb. And it's hit. So this is it for a normal aircraft that has a designator. But what if the aircraft doesn't have a designator like this? Let's go for the Su-25 to take a look. So here we are with the Su-25. It's an aircraft that doesn't have a designator like the Mirage, for example, with thermals and anything. What it uses is basically the HUD. This is simulated with this little camera over here. This is actually controlling the HUD. In real life, the pilot would be like this and controlling that little thing over there. By basically, with little knobs, it will change the direction of it, right? So this is how it works. How it's simulated in the game is actually you have this weird camera that doesn't have any zoom, okay? But the principles are the same, okay? It's a little bit harder because you don't have the zoom, but the principles are the same. Once you actually know where the target is, and that's the most difficult part, you will basically click space on the general direction that he has, and then you will turn on the laser, the little circle there, as you see. If you have the missile selected, you just click once for the seeker to be on. Let's select the missile, KH-29, missile on, tracking, and click again for fire, but you need to maintain it right on the target over there. So let's see if I can actually make this hit. This is very sensitive. Yeah, I missed. So as you see, it's pretty difficult sometimes. It's better to actually use, different, DPIs, number on your mouse or something like that to actually help if you have something like that, because it is pretty sensitive. So let's just do again. It's a little bit harder, as I said. It has a very long range, but normally you need to be close to actually hit the target like this. You found the tank, click the space button, turn on the laser designator, the little circle there, tracking, power, leave it right there. You need to leave it right before it hits the target, and it's fine. Another way that you can actually do this if a target is moving, for example, it's a little bit harder, to be honest, and I particularly don't like too much, but sometimes I use this. It's to actually fire the missile, click space, fire the missile, and then you keep clicking space right there where the target is, kinda. I missed completely because the missile decided to loft at 3 kilometers, which is a problem, but let's try again just to show to you guys. So I will keep clicking space and changing where the designator is while I fired the missile. It's a little bit different, a little bit harder, but it can be done as well, because third person sometimes it's a little bit easier, right, to do stuff. So let me do this. Designator. And you just keep it closer to the target. I missed. And I destroyed. So it can be done, but it is also harder. You just keep clicking space multiple times where the target is, okay? And this is it. Basically 3 keybinds. You just need to point to the target and maintain it there while the target is being hit. It's something that not a lot of people consider while doing this, because you need to just point to the target, and if you lose the laser designator, the missile might hit, the missile might not hit, it might just go away, might self-explode sometimes, it's just not a very good thing. The bomb, it's a little bit better on that, because it actually has the ballistic capabilities of just hitting the target no matter where it is, but it's quite different to have a bomb and a laser missile, right? So it depends on the aircraft that you are flying and stuff. It will depend on the strategy that you can use. And basically this is it, guys. Hopefully this was useful enough. And yeah. Die. Hopefully it was helpful, as I said. If you like this type of video, let me know in the comments. They normally take a little bit of time to actually get views, but normally people enjoy knowing how to play the game properly. So this is how to use laser designated bombs and missiles. Okay, I see you guys on the next one, and bye. See ya.